How possible are your goals? Today, I want to talk about the power of impossible goals and 10x growth. Hey, welcome back. Jeff Hagee, Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me today. So one of the things I've had the opportunity to do that I absolutely love is Dr. Benjamin Hardy has sent me a few of his books to read before he released them so that I could just see if I liked them. If I did, I could talk about them on my podcast. I could write in my blogs about them. And I've done it with a few of his books, and I absolutely love Benjamin Hardy's work. Now, I was excited when I got this week. It's 10x is easier than 2x that he wrote with Dan Sullivan, and it's releasing May 9th. I'm going to put the link in the show notes that you can pre-order that, but 10x is easier than 2x. I've just started it, and I can promise you you're going to like it because I want to talk about some of these things. It's a book that I've been excited to get into, and so when it showed up in the mail the other day, I was really happy about that. But there's some really good things in here just to start off that I want to talk about. And he talks about a situation when he was at a Joe Polish entrepreneur mastermind event. And Joe Polish had asked, he says, if you want to improve your profits by 10%, how would you do it? Which is a great question, you would think. But Dr. Alan Barnard, he replied to this. He basically said, there's literally infinite things that we can do to increase our profits by 10%. The goal isn't big enough to create focus and specificity to really create something magical. He said growing by 10x would be much better because the question, there's really nothing that would work to 10x something, right? 10x growth is unimaginable. So if you look at the things that you're currently doing, almost nothing you're doing could get you there. And he said, impossible goals help you identify the few conditions that have the highest possible upside and are the areas you need to focus your attention on. So this was really, and this was just in the first, 80 pages of the book that it got started about this. So I'm excited to read this whole book, but reading about it really gave me a different mindset of how to look at some of your goals, because, you look at SMART goals and the R is realistic. Well, realistic isn't always the best way to look at it, I don't think, after going through this part and reading this. So one of the things that he talked about is to make a goal effective, you've got to test its outer limits. You've got to push it as far as you can. Only once you make your goal impossible, will you stop operating based on your current assumptions and knowledge. To get something different, you've got to stop doing what you're currently doing, right? So how are you going to do that if you're not creating a goal that's going to make you change? If you make your goal impossible, you'll be open to new ideas. You'll entertain different pathways, things that you've never considered before, because when you look at something that just seems impossible right now, obviously what you've been doing isn't going to get you there. So you've got to be open to new ideas. And, following this, he went into the whole 80-20 principle and dug down on really implementing that, and it's incredible stuff. In fact, I'll talk about that in another episode. But Dr. Barnard, he said that when you look at an impossible goal, you need to ask yourself, what conditions need to be true to make it possible in your mind? Because if you look at an impossible goal and you're just like, it's impossible, I can't do it, you've got to think, what conditions have to happen so that I can believe that it is possible? And then out of those conditions and strategies are what you need to focus on. Everything else is just noise. So if you can focus on what are the things that need to happen that I could believe that it's possible, that's where you need to focus. With a 10x goal, only a limited number of strategies and paths will work for you. So you've really got to narrow that down. And one of the things, and I love this because we've been talking about my mindset questions, he talked about getting out of your comfort zone. There's no way to 10x something within your comfort zone. And that's one of the questions in my mindset questions. Go get my mindset questions, coachhagee.com/mindset questions. You can get them free. But every day I ask, what can you do today to make you step out of your comfort zone? If you're trying to 10x a goal, there's so many things. You can't just create a goal and say, yeah, I'm going to go 10x. There's so many strategies and philosophies behind what you need to do to make that reality. But you can't do it in your current state. You can't do it with your current mindset. You can't do it with the things that you're currently doing. But you've got to figure out what the conditions need to be so that it's possible in your mind. And then, like he said, out of those conditions, out of those strategies, that's where you need to focus. Everything else is just noise. So again, I'm going to put the link in the show notes, but 10x is easier than 2x. And I can already tell you, I haven't completed the entire book yet, but I can tell you you're going to want it. So go pre-order it. It comes out May 9th, I believe. But awesome book. Think about these things, because not only is 10x easier than 2x when you start looking at what he means by that, you can really amplify what you're trying to achieve. You know, one of the books that I really like on this subject is U Squared, but this is taking it to a whole nother level. So think about that. Think about your goals and think about stretching yourself more. You know, you 2x a goal. You say, how are we going to increase our profits 10%? You continue doing a lot of the things you're currently doing. If you really want growth, if you really want success, you've got to do things completely different. That means you're going to have to give up some of the things that are working in order to accept things that'll work better. All right, can't wait to talk to you more about this, but it's incredible stuff. Going to be talking about it some more in our entrepreneur coaching group session tonight, which I'd love you to be a part of. Go check that out. We've got a special you can join right now. Go to coachhagee.com/entrepreneur. Love to have you join us there too. Thanks for being with me. I will see you soon. This is Friday, so I got to finish with this accountability. We talked about it on Monday. I asked you, what are you going to do this week so that on Friday you can say I'm had a successful week and I'm closer to my bigger goals. Did you do it? Are you holding yourself accountable? If you're not, get yourself an accountability partner, an accountability coach. Come join one of our accountability groups. Send me a DM if you want to know more about it. But make sure you're holding yourself accountable. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Athletes put a lot of time, money, and effort into the physical aspect of their sport, but they often neglect the mental game. And the mental game, it's just as important as the physical. In fact, it's often the differentiating factor between good and great athletes. If you really want to reach your full potential, if you want to be a great athlete, you've got to pay attention to the mental game. Now, come and join us in the Confident Athlete program, where you're going to learn how to develop powerful mindset, extreme self-confidence, and really take your game to the next level. Come and check us out at confidentathleteprogram.com/membership. Who you surround yourself with really does matter. The people you associate with and spend time with have a huge impact on who you become and what you do in your life. Hi, my name is Jeff Hagee, and I want to tell you about my Inner Circle Mastermind group. This is a group that's designed to surround you with like-minded high achievers who will help you to think bigger and amplify the performance of your business and your life while tearing down all the barriers that are holding you back. A mastermind is the fastest way to get you to the next level. If you're ready to network and connect with other successful entrepreneurs and influencers, go to coachhagee.com/mastermind.